9 3/4.
So why are you measuring them?
So with these taller bags, we need to know once this is in here and the weight of the vehicle's on there, it's going to compress the spring quite a bit. So we need to, we don't want a lot of play up and down. We want the bag to sit on the isolator here.
Okay.
So once the weight of the vehicle's on there, when it compresses, as it sits now, it'll be too much. So we need to find out where to cut this. So what we're gonna do, we're kind of going it backwards this time. We're gonna put the coils in without the bag, and then once we're done with the lift and we have it on the ground, I'm gonna measure up the height of the bag, and with a reciprocating saw, cut the isolator where it needs to be cut, and then squeeze the bag through, and then feed the line in.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just to make sure that the bag is resting on the isolator at normal height.
Okay. What happens if you've got too much play?
You can risk pinching the line just from the up and down movement of the suspension.
Stretching it out.
Yeah, or kinking the line. Yeah, so like we're kind of going about it backwards. Normally you want, before you even get the truck on the lift or on the 2-post or on jacks, it'd be a lot better to measure the height of the bag, and then how much space is in that coil for the isolator.
Yeah.
But with the sets that we worked on, we kind of went out of order.
We're gonna reverse engineer it.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. So for those of you who think that this is not a lot of work, what is going on right now is that we got to cut those boots or that bump stop so that you can put the rest of the system here, or so that you can put the airbags in. So the airbags won't go on if that bump stop is too long. They would just interfere with the system. So what he's doing right now is actually taking everything back down here, just so you can cut that. If you're looking at the picture, you can see the boot is in the coil right now. So that's what he's going to take out and cut that in order to get this to work. So as he's jacking up that side over there, the driver's side, you can see it's going to start drooping on this side, which is going to enable him to get that bump stop out from this coil. So is that a bump stop, Devin?
Yeah.
So it technically has two bump stops in, because there's one on the outside, right?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
And this one, it's called an isolator. And
Isolator.
It keeps the metal of the coil from rubbing on the metal of the bucket.
So it's technically a coil isolator.
Yep.
Okay.
And yeah, I don't know if they treat it as like a as a second, like a last, not a last chance, but like a
last ditch kind of bump stop. Yeah.
Like this one is hitting, then you still have that one, or maybe it's reversed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make a cut right here. When I put the vehicle down on the ground and measured from the top of this perch up the height of the airbag, which is about 10 inches, it put me about here. So once I cut this, get all back in, and get the airbags in, it will, on the ground with the weight of the vehicle on it, it'll rest on here, or between here and here.
Okay. And ideally that's what you want.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And yeah, even though it's obviously pretty much the whole thing, we want to keep this just to keep the metals from contacting.
Okay. Very good.
already done it on this. I've already done it on this side. I like to open up this hole just a bit more, and then I'm gonna do it on this side now.
Okay.
And that just helps give as much space as possible, because it should rust like that. So just give it all the chances we can to not let it kink or get caught.
Okay. All right. Very nice.
We'll make sure that the fitting is pointing up.
So close.
Then it's home up top. And cool.
Almost.
Make sure that stays in its home.
And I was lowering that so we can reattach the shocks here. It's a lot of work.
Now that we know that it's you cut to the base, I think from here on out, like any other, we'll just have to cut like that.
Yeah, now you know, yeah. Right. So now that that isolator at the top is cut, there's enough room over there that you don't have to worry about pinching this bag. So that is good to go. You can see that going up as it's jacking it up on that side. So this is the isolator right here, and the thing that got cut off that base. So all that's left is the perch that this was sitting on. So you kind of have to cut this off and then shave off, as you can see in that off, the rest of the attachment piece to this. But you won't be needing these anymore. Now, because you got these bump stops right here, there's no real need for those isolators right there that you see, because this is going to make contact before that isolator ever made contact. And now that we got these bags as well, and you always kind of keep, you know, 5 psi of pressure in them, so they will act the part that that isolator was doing. That's going to take that over, so we're good there. Just attaching the KDSS system back up here. So up here, there'll be a hole at the top of this, kind of like you see where that bag is going. That hole is where, if you're looking up here, well, it'll be in this section right here. The air pipes are gonna come through and go down into the bag from the top.
So now I'm just feeding all the lines through, trying to make all the lost connections. This side I gotta decide how I want to route it with the exhaust.
Oh, you don't want to get them burnt.
Right. So these are more for chafing rather than heat, but I'll end up sliding these over.
Okay.
No matter which route I go. I'm thinking I might go up and over this way and keep this along the frame rather than
going up that.
on the back side where the exhaust is.
Okay.
I want to get this on there. Perfect.
All right. So Devin's trying to figure out where exactly to route the cabling here for the compressor or for the air. How exactly to route the air lines. You don't want them too close to the exhaust because, you know, plastic and hot steel, you know, that's not going to work out very well. So he's pulling that back right now. The idea is going to be to run it right up alongside the frame or on the top side of the frame, and that should protect it against the heat.
Yep, I like that. That way it stays on this side of the frame away from the exhaust, and then I'll run it back across this way.